Okay, I'm going to go through and show how to make a melee weapon with GameKit controller. I'm using the new update of it, 3.03. I just downloaded this from the asset store, this Wakizashi short sword, and imported it. So the first thing we're going to do is go find the model of it. In my models folder. Okay. And actually, that's the base model, but I am gonna use the little prefab they have in here with the material already on it. Okay. So first thing, we're gonna unpack the model. Unpack prefab completely. I'm gonna check what's underneath the model. So it's got these colliders on it. I don't think we're gonna need those because GameKit controller is gonna make its own colliders. There's two ways you can create a melee weapon. You're going to go to GameKit controller, create new weapon, create new melee weapon, of course. And you'll see in these drop-down lists, some of these say to grab physically with melee attacks. Some have with strafe, some without, but that means that you're not picking it up like a regular inventory item and it's going in your inventory and then you're equipping it. It means that you're pushing a different button. Instead of E, you're pushing T to pick it up, and it just goes into your hands directly, and then you push T again to drop it. So that's how we're going to set this one up. So you have different starting points. If you want a two-handed sword, or if you're going to use two hands on it, I think this weapon's going to be one-handed, so we're going to use this preset. Okay, we're going to drag our model into there. Give it a name. Alright, and we're not going to do this right now. Okay, that's for another kind of weapon, but I'm going to leave it just like this for now. We're going to hit create. Okay, so here is our weapon that it created right there. I'm going to delete just this mesh that we started with. Okay, we're going to rename this. Okay, and now I'm going to go find the prefab that it created in my files. So these are all the regular models. I'm looking for the one that has a GameKit controller under it. Okay, well, I probably named it wrong, but anyway, they're going to be in GameKit controller folder, and then prefabs, here, prefabs, melee weapons, or melee combat system. I guess that's because we didn't create it as an inventory object, so that's my bad. We don't need to do that. So all I need to do is create a prefab out of this now. Put it in here. Grabbable weapons melee folder, and then just drag that into there. Okay, now I'm going to drag it into my scene. And we're just going to, I'll give it a little bit of a different weight. I don't know how much they weigh, but just do that. And then we're going to go into play mode and see how it behaves by default. And if we need to adjust its position in the hands and things like that. Okay, so it works, but not quite how we want it, I don't think. So we're gonna go into the scene view while we're still in play mode. Find my sword here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the rotation point parent. I'm gonna move this pause the game for a moment. Okay. Something kind of like that. Okay, so that's just rough. We're going to do that for now. So now you're going to copy this transform. Okay, and know what game object it's on. So it's on the rotation point parent. And then if we need to do other tweaks after that, we're going to do them on this game object. So we go out of play mode. Make sure you copy that before you leave play mode. Okay, then we're going to paste it onto itself, paste component values. Make sure you're on the same game object again, but I'm sure we are because... Okay, paste values. Okay, so now it has those values. I'm going to save my prefab now, which I have a plugin that this button saves prefab. Otherwise, you can just drag it onto the prefab down here. Okay. And I'm going to go back into play mode. Now you can see it's in his hand properly. Okay, so that's the basics of setting up a melee weapon with a grabbable melee weapon. And then if you press T again, he drops the weapon, see? And it's still not in his inventory or anything like that. It's just physically grabbable, that's what that means. Okay,